Hello and welcome. Today we're diving into something that's on pretty much everyone's mind. The search for real, true happiness. It's this thing we all chase, right? But for so many of us, it feels like it's just out of reach. So let's explore why that might be, and maybe, just maybe, where the real answer is hiding.
Okay, let's just jump right in with a massive question, one that philosophers have been wrestling with for, well, forever. What's it all for? I mean, seriously, what is the one thing that drives everything else we do?
Well, the famous Greek philosopher Aristotle had a pretty clear answer way back. He basically said that everything we do, working hard, making money, building relationships, it's all pointed towards this one ultimate goal, just to be happy. So this isn't some new idea, it's an ancient human truth.
Okay, but that brings up a really important question for us today. If happiness is the goal, and we have more stuff, more comfort, more technology than ever before, how are we actually doing? Well, the reality, as we're about to see, is pretty sobering.
Let's just pause on this for a second. And I mean, let's be honest. Forget the stuff you post online. Forget the smile you put on for everyone else. Can you honestly say you are truly, deeply happy? It's a tough question, and the data suggests a whole lot of people would say no.
Let's look at the numbers, because they tell a story that's hard to ignore. In India, in just the year 2022, 170,000 people died by suicide. That number is just staggering, and it represents a massive amount of quiet suffering.
And this isn't just an issue in one country. When we zoom out and look at the whole world, that number balloons to around 1.2 million people every single year. This is a worldwide crisis of despair.
And to bring this into even sharper focus, to really wrap your head around it, that number in India breaks down to this: 19 people every single hour. That's not just a statistic, that's a relentless hourly tragedy, a constant reminder of this crisis.
So, what's driving this? It's easy to assume it's things like poverty or hunger, but so often the data points to something deeper. It seems the root cause is a profound lack of happiness and just a missing sense of meaning in life.
And this leads us to a really tough diagnosis. It seems the recipe for happiness that our modern world is selling us, well, it might just be flawed. The very definition of success we're all chasing could be the very thing that's failing us.
And this slide just lays out the disconnect so perfectly. On the left, you've got what the world tells us happiness looks like: being rich, famous, comfortable, having a huge house, or tons of Instagram followers. But on the right, the source material presents a completely opposite set of values, suggesting true happiness is found in spiritual things, not material things.
So let's explore this completely different path. The source material talks about the Beatitudes, these blessings from Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, not just as ancient words, but as a kind of blueprint, a secret for finding happiness that's real and that actually lasts.
Now, the very first one is the foundation for all the rest. But honestly, it's also the one that's most easily misunderstood. Poor in spirit. What in the world does that actually mean? I can tell you, it's not about being broke.
The key to unlocking this whole philosophy, really, is getting what poor in spirit actually means. It's not about what's in your bank account. It's about an inner quality, humility.
So here's the crucial point. Being poor in spirit means being humble. It's about recognizing that, hey, we don't have all the answers, that we aren't totally self-sufficient, that we're dependent. It's basically an emptying of your ego.
And if humility is the key that opens the door to happiness, well then pride is the big dead bolted lock that keeps it shut. The source argues that pride is the single biggest barrier, the one thing that keeps us from finding real fulfillment.
This isn't just a philosophical idea. There's actually a historical warning here. The prophet Zephaniah saw that the people of Israel had become really proud and corrupt, and he warned them. He said, "This pride is going to lead to your downfall, and only the humble are going to make it through."
So how does this one quality, humility, end up building this whole picture? How does it become the one thing that kicks off a life that actually satisfies our deepest, highest desires?
This progression right here is the heart of the whole argument. It's like a chain reaction. It all starts with step one, humility, being poor in spirit. From this perspective, once you empty yourself of pride, you can finally truly feel for other people. That's step two, empathy for those who mourn. And that empathy naturally pushes you to do something, which leads to step three, mercy. But it doesn't stop there. True mercy makes you want things to be fair, to be set right. That's step four, a hunger for justice. And when you chase justice with a merciful heart, The ultimate outcome is step 5, you become a peacemaker. See how it all flows from that one foundational step?
So what this all boils down to is that this whole path is designed to address that deep, fundamental ache we all feel inside. Our highest desire, the source suggests, isn't for money or fame, but for a connection to something bigger than us. And that's the only thing that can ever truly satisfy the human heart.
And wow, this sentiment was captured so perfectly almost 1,600 years ago by St. Augustine. He talks about that inner restlessness we all know, that constant searching and striving, and suggests there's a final destination, a place where our hearts can finally be at peace. So we end by turning that question right back to you. As you look at your own life, your goals, your desires, what is your heart truly restless for? It's a question worth sitting with. Thanks for joining me.